real deep conversation between Ruslan and Sean Ryan. I, I felt quite led to share this. I post a lot of polarizing content to help us understand biblical truth and where we are today. This dives into the effects of being desensitized by social media and really traumatic experiences. Let's dive into this video, watch it in full, and then you'll get my comments near the end.
So many people you've dealt with this personally, but so many people now are so chronically online that they're consuming the most traumatic stuff that most people are not accustomed to seeing. The death of George Floyd, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the crazy lockdowns with COVID, the deaths of despair and increases. Is the medicine worse than the disease, right? In terms of the byproducts of the lockdowns from COVID, potential vaccine injury, all of these different things. And what I think has happened is we've consumed so much trauma that people's brains are cooked. Like they can no longer decipher reality. And so everything is black and white. Everything is binary. Everything is so polarized and so charged. And you're either deifying Charlie or you're demonizing Charlie. And it's like, dude, like, hey, let's turn the temperature down. But I think this generation is cooked, man. I think they've consumed so much media and they've seen so many traumatic things that the cognitive distortion is binary, black and white, all or nothing thinking about every issue. Name an issue, it's black or white. Israel's either the heroes or they're the villain. That's it. No nuance, right? And you in your work, your line of work, and in my life as well, you start traveling and seeing, and you're like, wait, there's more nuance to some of these things. That these things are complicated. They're not binary. That people are complicated. That we all have struggles and internal wars within our hearts that need to be redeemed and rescued, right? And so I think that's where we're at as a people. Like I think as a people, we're just cooked, dude. Chronically online, average American spends 7 hours a day passively consuming media.
7 hours
A day. That's not working. That's not learning. That's just passively consuming media, right? Whether that's YouTube, Netflix, fill in the blank, right? That's almost 50 hours a week. And so you could find any story you want to tell to yourself. But to your point, what story is true? C.S. Lewis says how the Christian story is the myth that's true. That it's transcends everything, right? And by myth, he just means the story that's true. Like it is transcendent in the story of Jesus and what it's done to shape history and the good that it's caused. I don't think there's anything like it. And so if you're not anchoring yourself in Jesus, you have no way to make sense of anything. There's no epistemic basis for any. You can't know anything, right? Because that could be a deep fake, that could be a misinformation or whatever. Like, and so I think that's where we're at. And so I think people, rightfully so, are going, I'm so disillusioned with all this. I need something more. I need something deeper. I need something ancient.
One of the key things which Ruslan touched about is how much we have become desensitized due to the access to information. I know that when the assassination of Charlie Kirk happened, and I'd kind of watched it, it came out very quickly, was everywhere. It was a very traumatic time for me to see. Um, whether people agreed with him or not, that was an image bearer of God, made in the Imago Dei, and it split the nation, it split the world. It got into some political gymnastics between the left and the right. And it was something which I felt traumatized by. And I think there's a danger in how we consume information and how we consume social media. And we're almost pigging out on information and then trying to decipher, sometimes based on our theology, ideology, or political standpoint, how then we accept and deal with that information that's been downloaded into our brains. And I just wanted to encourage all those that are supporting the channel, and that as the channel grows, it is going to share biblical truth. It is going to be quite polarizing and in a way that will grab your attention. But my goal is to point you towards Jesus. And let's be careful in terms of what we consume, and that we spend time in the word, we spend time in the presence of God. And I just want to leave you with this scripture, John 16, verses 33. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world. Guys, please like and subscribe. It goes a massive long way for me to help the channel to grow. And I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you soon.